What is going on, everybody? We are here doing another mock draft. This is mock draft 2.0. We'll probably do 1 to 2 more before the NFL draft. This is kind of after the combine, some of the pro days, and obviously free agency. So we're gonna start with the Bears. They're taking Caleb Williams, no doubt. Um, I've been hearing more and more now that the Washington Commanders will evidently go with Jalen Daniels. I also heard there's been rumors that the Patriots don't take a quarterback here, but I'm not bought in. They're taking Drake May. Cardinals will take the best receiver available. And at this point, I originally thought Brock Bowers was a lock to go here. I thought Brock Bowers was 110% going to be a Charger. But they kind of traded Keenan Allen and they Mike Williams. So they're going to take the best receiver left available at this point. If you're the Giants, this is a weird spot, right? You could take a wide receiver. You could help build up your defense. Unfortunately for Giants fans, it doesn't sound very good that they're not going to take J.J. McCarthy here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't love the decision if they do go with this. But right now, they could trade back. A trade back wouldn't be the most shocking thing. But I think J.J. McCarthy is the most likely pick in this situation. The Titans love it because they get Joe Alt and they're going to jump all over that. The Falcons, they're just going to continue to build up some of their defense. They take one of the best corners available in Cooper DeJean. He's probably going to be turned more into a safety. They could also go with Byron Murphy here, but I think honestly the pick is Dallas Turner. I think they're going to take Dallas Turner at number 8 without a doubt. Back to the Bears. The Bears don't need much on offense. They need to continue building on this defense a little bit. Maybe some O-line. Could they take an O-lineman? Probably could help, but I think they're just going to build on their defense, and I think you're not going to pass on Byron Murphy the second. So I think the Bears take Byron Murphy. The Jets are in an interesting spot. I think, honestly, here at 10, you either build on your defense or you take Brock Bowers. I think they're taking Brock Bowers. Honestly, get another offensive weapon out there. My opinion is best bet would probably be to take one of the quarterbacks, but I don't see them doing that here. The Vikings, they absolutely need a quarterback. So as long as one's here, and I think they could trade up, they're going to pick between Bo Nix and Michael Penix. Penix, I think, goes first. And then the the Bo Nix goes right afterwards to the Broncos. Both teams have to get a quarterback. They can't really go in this next season with what they got going on. If you are the Raiders, you need a lot, and I think defensively is where you're planning on building. I think Newton is a great piece to chuck into that defensive line. You got Antonio Pierce, who is a defensive-minded guy. I think that's a great pick. You can't get a quarterback at this point. It just isn't going to happen. I think you have to go with them. The Saints, they could use receiving help. They need receiving help. They got Chris Olave, and that's about it. So Rome, however you pronounce his name, is a great pick here. The Colts, again, they just need kind of a lot of help. Honestly, they need more O-line help. I like Troy here. Troy's been was it Troy? No, it's not Troy. It is this guy. Yep, can't pronounce his name. I don't know why he slipped back, but he is the second best tackle coming off the board. I know O-line isn't one of their biggest needs, but I think they could go O-line here. I think if I'm the Seattle Seahawks, I am just going to continue trying to build on my defense, and I'm taking Jairus Levert or Jairus Verse. I think that's the best pick for him. If you are the Jacksonville Jaguars, you have to take a cornerback, and I think Cooper DeJean comes off the board here. I think you can't pass on him, right? He's the best cornerback in this draft class. I know a few of these other guys are kind of in that mix. And honestly, if you're the Bengals, you are also taking a quarterback, which in my opinion would be Terrell Armstrong. I just don't see them passing on him. And honestly, this could be third straight dude in a row. I think they go tackle here. I think they take Troy, though. Without a doubt, I think they have to build up a line a little bit. They don't have much going for them. They're going to be hitting a rebuild. So getting a franchise lineman is probably important to build around whatever quarterback they end up with down the line. With Pittsburgh, they need a center badly, and they got the center. He fell right into their laps. I think they just take Powers Johnson right there, without a doubt. The Miami Dolphins here, again, defense. Mitchell is coming off the board here. I know he was probably better than Arnold, but I just not bought in. He played at Toledo. I almost wanted to take Nate Wiggins before him, but I didn't. Eagles, again, you need help, and they love them some Alabama guys, so they're going to take Kool-Aid McKinsley. I don't know why he slid so much according to PFF here, but Kool-Aid is a guy who I see going in this pick. I just don't see Kool-Aid sliding that much down. Back to the Vikings again. They're just going to have to keep building on offense, in my opinion. Their defense was actually somewhat decent last year. They need offensive help. JC Leonard put in a nice little tackle out there to help protect their new quarterback. Dallas, wide receivers. There's plenty of them. Brian Thomas seems like a perfect fit to fall his way to Dallas. If you're Green Bay, I think it's just kind of continuing to build on that defense, continue just build on this team. Obviously, they have a really solid team put together, and I don't think you can go along with Lale. This dude, 11 or 15 sacks is crazy good. I think, yeah, you're going to take him. That's a lot of needs for the Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers, honestly, they're just going to take one of the better players available in Nate Wiggins. Kind of have it. It's a big need for him. Cornerback, I think they're just going to snag that. If I'm the Cardinals at this point, we need to build defense. Defense. And I think Peyton Willis is the best defender, or Wilson is the best defender left available at this point on the board. I think they go ahead and snag him as they can. With Buffalo, they need O-line help. They need wide receivers. Wide receiver, I think, is a bigger need for them. I think, honestly, there is quite a few wide receivers that Buffalo could go with here. I think there's a lot of options for wide receivers in this draft class, and wide receivers needed teams. I wouldn't be shocked if somebody like Xavier Worthy doesn't end up in this pick here because, he ran fast. But I think, honestly, you're going to take Mitchell here. He's easily one of the better wide receivers in this draft. Maybe not. Could you go with Ladd here? I mean, Ladd didn't have a fantastic season. He hasn't really done anything too crazy, in my opinion. Troy Franklin has had the best stats throughout college, but it doesn't always mean anything. So in my opinion, I think they just go with the best player left available, which will be Mitchell. With Detroit, I think it's really just continuing to build on what they already have. Build on their O-line and defense as much as possible. There's not a ton of guys left. You don't really need a safety if you're them. I mean, CJ Gardner left. You could honestly draft a tackle, and I think that's the best move for them. Baltimore tackle is in need. They're going to take Mims. So, honestly, with Ronnie Stanley and Morgan Moses basically being injured all last year, I think tackle is a huge need for Baltimore. If they can't bring in another cornerback, all the good quarterbacks are gone, except for really TJ Tampa, which I don't know if they would take him in this situation. But I do think the 49ers would take him. And honestly, I think the Kansas City Chiefs, they have done some building on their wide receiving core, but I'm not sold on them just yet. And I think, honestly, Xavier Worthy will add another element to that offense, and I think that's what they're going to go for here. They got deep threats now in Worley and in Hollywood Brown. I think Worley is the pick here. Let me know what you guys think happens in this draft. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, this is my second mock draft for this full draft. We will revisit this probably a little bit later on as we get closer to the NFL draft. I'll see you guys in the next video.